Reno does a pretty good job of trying.
And of course, you brought a lot of your experience as a crime reporter into the book with you.
Yeah, I think that, you know, they say people tell you to write what you know. I have done that. I think it's kind of handy to be able to call on that. A lot of writers have to do their police research in books or talking to police officers, that kind of thing. I know what that interaction is about, and I try to bring that very strongly into the book. Usually the interaction at a crime scene when you're getting the handout, the stop from the police, is basically because police are doing their job correctly. You know, they want to hide the information that they think is important to their investigation. To illustrate what happens there, I had to take it a step further in Every Secret Crime and basically show police corruption. That is not as endemic in the suburbs as some people would like to think. The police departments are doing an excellent job. But there is a conflict usually between police and reporters about getting out information. And that is underlined in Every Secret Crime. And Reno, I think, is, you know, he and I are very similar in that respect, in that when somebody doesn't answer a question, we want to know the answer anyway, and we'll do whatever we can to get it.
Going from reporting to pretty much a solitary business of being a writer, how has that transition been for you?
Wonderful. It's really a great feeling to be able to spend an entire day in front of a computer, just basically in a land that I create. Reporting is a 24/7 job, 365. There were very few times when I was awake as a reporter that I didn't have 4 or 5 scanners going at the same time. Phone calls constantly, two-way radios, pagers, and that kind of thing. After a while, and I was in the business for 25 years total, all basically
you were the reporter who broke the Brown's chicken story.
I was, yeah. That was a very, very dark morning. But that kind of pressure gets to you after a while, and the stories that you see after a while get to you. I was very fortunate in that it took me a long time to get to the point of saying, this is just too much. I'm done. And now being able to go back and write about it at my leisure and pick it apart and have things basically come out the way I would want them to rather than the way fate dictated that they would come out is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to create characters. It's a lot of fun to kill people on paper.
And speaking of fun, you've got a character you didn't necessarily create in your new book, but I understand that there's a special feline guest.
Yeah, the Sox Monster, the feline action hero, appears in both books, and he also appears in my life. He's my writing partner. I kind of consider myself his manager and maitre d'.
Sox is a cat.
Yes, a feline action hero.
Sox is a cat.
Sox is a cat. But I work for him, as most cat owners do. And yeah, he appears in both books, and he will have a continuing presence in all of them. I'm waiting for him to actually solve one of the crimes, but that hasn't happened yet.
But there is some cat and mouse going on throughout the book, right?
That's absolutely right. Very good, yes.
Every Secret Crime is available where in town?
Every Secret Crime can be found at your local bookseller. If you don't find it at your local bookseller, it can be ordered. Most times if you go to the customer service desk at your bookstore, they'll find it for you. If the easiest way for me, and I always tell people the easiest thing to do and the best discount can be found on Amazon.com. And I think that's a 20% discount. Okay, well, that's good. The testimonial right there for Amazon. It's quick shipping. You can usually get it in a couple of days, and it is cheaper than going into a bookstore.
And will you be doing local signings, or do you have anything?
I'll be doing some signings. Unfortunately, we don't have anything scheduled in the Schaumburg area right now, but in the next week or so, on July 19th, which is Saturday, I'll be at Lake Forest Books in Lake Forest. July 23rd, which is Wednesday, I believe, I will be at the book stall at Chestnut Court in Winnetka. The best way to find out where my signings are going to be is to go to my website, which is
DougMCummings.com
or www.everysecretcrime.com. Another thing that people seem to like to do is go to read my blog, which is kind of fun, and for the first time I am involved in doing blogging, which is a new thing for me. And that would be everysecretcrime.blogspot.com.
And on your blog, you gave some there are some great tips for personal safety, and also some funny.
Yeah, I try
funny
to keep
things
it mostly light, and I'm going to
very
have to go back
entertaining read.
after the last week. I'm going to have to go back and make it a little lighter because we've been talking about threat assessments and violence and how to just be alert and keep yourself safe. Yeah.
And the colors, they're going from
The color scheme, Jeff Cooper's.
staying at a yellow,
Yeah.
which is marginally aware of your surroundings, to
Well,
orange.
my feeling is that, just in brief, is that I think a lot of people go through life thinking that everything's going to be fine every day. And that's a great way to be. If we were in the, as the Walgreens commercials say, if we were in the perfect world, that'd be great. But we're not, and I think it behooves all of us to just kind of keep a heads up and know what's going on around us.
Great information on the blog, and you can visit www.parkfund.com too. We'll also have the information.
Oh, good, okay.
And link to your site.
Okay.
Doug, thank you so much
Oh,
for
you're
joining
very
us
welcome.
today.
It's a lot of fun.
And all of Schaumburg, don't miss your chance to get Deader by the Lake, which again, available at Amazon, or the recently released. Actually, just 2 weeks. This is this is your second appearance on your book tour.
Yeah, I started my book tour yesterday, so yeah, and I was on the station last night, and here I am today. So yeah.
So pick them up at your local bookseller, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Pat.
Best wishes on your book tour.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.